I've got some new makeup products in, so I thought I would go ahead and do a haul today, give you guys some swatches of the products. Tom Ford recently launched a whole line of single eyeshadows, so I went ahead and purchased one of those. And the shade that I got is 02 Breathless. It's one of the finish is like a glitter, but they each have a specific name to their finishes. I can't remember what they called this one. But the shade is 02 Breathless, and it's one of the glittery type shades. The packaging is pretty cute. It opens like that, and then you pop it open like so, and there's a little mirror in there. Like, the little attention to detail on a compact so tiny is kind of crazy. So here is the shade. I thought that these would be a little bit more intense, a little bit more creamy than some of the shades like this that came out in his quads, because I know there was a turquoise one like this that was so saturated and so pigmented while still being glittery, and not a lot of his shadows that come in the quads are like that particular one. So I was hoping that these would be like that formula, and it's a little bit stiff, it's a little bit dry, it's a little bit less shiny than I was hoping for. But it's not going to swatch very good either. I'm not crazy about it, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty sheer. It's kind of like the formula in his cream shadow duos, where you flip the top off and there's a glitter pot on top and then a cream on the bottom. It's kind of like that formula, which is really stiff, I guess, and I'm not crazy about this, especially for the price tag. But anyway, that's 02 Breathless. Maybe I wanted to give one of the single mattes a try. I want to get the lightest cream shade, because I was thinking that maybe that would be a replacement for Burberry's Trench eyeshadow that I really love. So I'll probably go ahead and purchase that shade, because I do know that Tom Ford makes some amazing matte eyeshadows. And then Becca came out with a new shimmering skin perfector, and the shade is called Vanilla Quartz. I purchased this one off of the Sephora website. The compact is kind of like a champagne type of a gold color, and then this is a really beautiful champagne highlight that's light enough for my super fair skin. So I really do like the shade of this one. It's got that embossed like quartzy pattern in it, but this is a really pretty skin perfector. I'm going to swatch it next to Becca's Moonstone as well, so you guys can see the difference. I feel like Moonstone is a little bit more yellow than this guy. So here's Moonstone right here. Yeah, it's more yellow. Out of the two, I definitely like the Vanilla Quartz shade better. And then a couple repurchases. I was getting really low on the Givenchy Kohl Couture waterproof eyeliner in Jade. You guys see me wear this color a ton. It's what I have on my lower lash line today as well. So I got another one of those. It's one of my favorite liners for the waterline underneath. It doesn't irritate my eyes, and it has really nice lasting power. So they're the Givenchy Kohl Couture liners. I've got them in blue and also the teal shade, and I like all of the colors that I have, but my most worn is this Jade color. This is actually the fourth one that I've purchased. So that is what it looks like. Again, it's what I have on my waterline today. Then I also got another one of the Dior All-in Brow 3Ds in 002 Blonde. If you guys watched my last pan video, you guys will have seen how pitiful the one that I have is. It's like almost shot, like used up, but the powder shades are anyway. And so I purchased a new one of those, and look at how pretty it is, all nice and fresh. Like that. The pans are really thick. I think that I've had that first one, because I use it like probably every single day, and I think that it's been lasting me, it's been over a year and a half, I think is as long as I've had that guy. So you get a ton of product that lasts a really long time. It's just my favorite brow powder. The tones of the brow powders I feel like are perfect. They're not too warm, they're not too ashy, they don't have a green hint to them. They're just a really good shade, and it comes in a darker version as well. One more repurchase. I did get another one of the Maybelline New York Master Contour palettes, again from my last video. So I was in town on Monday, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get another one because I love this shade. I love all three of the shades. The blush, the highlighter is light enough for my skin tone. This is a pretty pink, but the shade that I really love out of here is the contour shade, which is like a bronzer shade on me, and it's what I have on my face today to both contour and bronze. It's like a rosy bronze shade, so I went ahead and purchased another one of these, and I do like all three of the powders in here, but I'm gonna give you guys a swatch. I just think they're really flattering on my skin tone. So that is the Maybelline Master Contour in number 10, light to medium. So I think there's a medium to dark version of this as well. And then I was in Ulta, and the Real Techniques line was buy one, get one 50% off. And I really wanted these brushes. They remind me of the Marc Jacobs, one of the face brushes. It's here, I got it right here actually. It's the Marc Jacobs number 2, the face 2 brush. That's what these reminded me of, and I really like that Marc Jacobs brush, so I thought I would give these two a try. And they are the well, here's the packaging. The Instapop face brush and the Instapop cheek brush, and they have got angles to them. I really like synthetic brushes like this to put on cream products. This one will be really good for like my BB cream, the Dr. Jart that I use. But just for comparison, there's the brushes. So similar to the Marc Jacobs, the Face 2, for a fraction of the price. So I got these two guys right here. And they are, again, the Instapop cheek brush and then the Instapop face brush. And I really do like Real Techniques brushes. I think that the quality of them for the price is really great. Ulta sent out a 20% off coupon recently. They've actually sent out like 3 or 4 of them, all different codes. So I've been scoring off the Ulta website recently and then also in store. And I purchased the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. And the shade I got is Fair Neutral. The lightest one is called Fair 2, but it's got warm undertones, and the whole lighter range, at least, I didn't see, none of them had pink undertones, and I was like, why couldn't they do a pink like one with a pink undertone? So I got the one that's called Neutral, and the packaging on this is super cute, much like the foundation. And I've seen a lot of people compare this to Tarte's Shape Tape, and while there are similarities, I do feel like this is a drier concealer with a thicker consistency to it compared to the Tarte's Shape Tape. I think that this doesn't crease quite as much as the Tarte one does. I don't have terrible creasing with the Tarte one, but it does crease a little bit more than this Urban Decay one. But it is, again, also drier underneath the eyes, which I'm not crazy about. It wore really well throughout the day, though, and it covers quite a bit, as you can see there. I wish this had a little bit pinker undertone for my skin, but that is Fair Neutral right there. I'm hoping that maybe they'll do the correctors in this all-nighter type range, because my favorite concealer and the one that I have on today as well is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in pink, and it matches my skin tone perfectly for underneath the eyes. It like actually matches the color of the skin. So if they came out with that in this version, that would be really great, because it's a little bit longer wearing and a little bit more coverage than the Color Correcting Fluid. Also from Ulta, I thought as a makeup collector that I had to have one of the Balmain and L'Oreal lipsticks, so I purchased the shade Urban Safari, and L'Oreal comes out with some really nice formulated lipsticks with pretty colors, but for me, the smell on these, I just can't handle it. And it's not something that you can put on and it just dissipates right away. It kind of lasts and I can taste it. I was hoping that these this Balmain range, or Balmain, didn't have that, but they do. But I got this shade right here, and it's got, you can see on the side, it says Balmain Paris on there, and this is the shade Urban Safari. It's a matte, and it's a really pretty nude shade of lipstick, but it does have that stronger smell to it. I just wish that L'Oreal would ditch that smell. Also from L'Oreal, I got this True Match Lumi Shimmerista, and there's 2 shades in this. One's a golden shade. I purchased the more purpley toned one. I'm trying to find the shade on the tube here. It's 505 Moonlight, and it's just a pot of loose powder. I thought I would give it a shot. So it's loose like that. It has like a purple hint to it. It's very shiny, which, you know guys how I feel about lots of shine. I love it. It's very, very finely milled shimmer. I can tell that there's like a lot of mica in it. So I think it's really pretty. It's got a nice glow to it, and again, it's a really fine powder. Another highlighter that I was really excited to get is the Maybelline Master Holographic highlighter, and this is in 050. This guy here, if you're not into the glitter, the super high shine glitter, chunky glitter, you would definitely not like this. It was funny because when I wore this yesterday, It really reminds me of the new Kat Von D Metal Crush highlighter palette that just came out. I've got the Kat Von D on the top of my cheekbones today. I really like this. It's very, very high shine. It gives the skin kind of a wet look, but it has micro glitter in it. So if you're not into glitter, you're not going to like that. But this one here, I felt like when I wore it yesterday, it didn't have quite as much glitter in it, I guess, as the Kat Von D, but once I really buffed it into the skin, it really gave my cheekbone a wet look. Like the top of my cheek had this shine of like, and it looked wet, which in turn makes my skin look hydrated, and I have dry skin, so I was all about it. If you're not into the chunkies or the glitters and stuff like that, again, you're not gonna like this guy. It's one of those highlighters that you're gonna want to really buff into the skin, because it comes off chunky, and then when you buff it in, those particles kind of break apart, and then it provides that type of a sheen to the skin. I think it's really pretty. Not everybody's gonna like this guy, but see how my hand looks wet? It's super pretty, I think. Then I also purchased Tom Ford's new Sheer Cheek Duo. I've got two of his Sheer Cheek Duos, and it's that baked jelly type formula. I really like the way that product sits on the skin, so I went ahead and purchased this one, and it's number 3 Lavender Lure. This is what the compact looks like, and it's gold with a mirror in there. And then I was like looking at it, I'm like, that looks really, really similar to the other shade that I have. So I put them side by side, and to me, they're the same product. I'm going to swatch them. You tell me what you see. But to me, it's the same product. This is the same one as the one that came out with the summer collection a couple years ago. It's the Sheer Cheek Duo in Bi-Coastal. Let me show them to you guys right next to each other. So I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping for something different. So here's Lavender Lure and here's Bi-Coastal. They are mega similar. They're so similar that I feel like I definitely don't need them both. But let me swatch Lavender Lure next to Bi-Coastal for you guys. And when I wear these, I typically mix the two shades together. So this one is Lavender Lure, and then here is Bi-Coastal. I don't know, man. You guys tell me. Either way, the products themselves are both really pretty. They look really nice on the skin. Again, it's that big jelly texture that just looks really healthy, gives your cheeks a healthy like type glow to it. But there's Lavender Lure and there's Bi-Coastal. I also purchased the new Dose of Colors eyeshadow palettes. They are Blushing Berries and Sassy Siennas. The packaging, the box that it came in was this pretty holiday type packaging, and then they had this sleeve on there with a little present, which I thought was really cute to detail. And then here are the outside box packaging. I have the two other palettes that they came out with. They're Quints, 5 shades in there, and those I feel like are really nice eyeshadows. They have nice pigmentation and they blend really well, but they do have fallout and they're really soft. So when you put your brush in them, they have a lot of kick up. I kind of toyed around with these a little bit, and they feel like they're the same formula as those other ones. Again, I think that they're very nicely pigmented and blendable eyeshadows, but there's quite a bit of kick up when you put your brush in there, so you have to kind of be soft-handed. The colors in these guys are super pretty. I have one drawback for me, and it's not, if you have a deeper skin tone, that might not be the case, but I really, really wish that there was a lighter matte shade that matches the color scheme in here, because this for me underneath the brow is a little bit too deep for a brow bone highlight. Same with the Blushing Berries one. I can tell that this is more like a blend out shade for me. It's not light enough for underneath the brow, so I'm going to have to pull in something like Burberry Trench for that brow bone highlight. But the colors in here are super beautiful, so let me go ahead and swatch them for you guys. This first one is the Sassy Siennas right here, and there is a little synthetic double-ended brush in there. Aren't these colors just so pretty? Like peachy, corally oranges. It's really a pretty colors. There are the first 3. Super pretty, right? And then here are the other 2. Like, they're very, very, very soft shadows. Very smooth feeling. Great pigmentation on them. So that one is Sassy Siennas. And again, I purchased these off of the Dose of Colors website. And then like the next day after I placed this order, they showed up on the Ulta website and I had that 20% off coupon. And I was like, dang it, I could have got 20% off. So just be aware that they are on the Ulta website. And if you do have that Ulta coupon, you can get 20% off of them. I think that they're nice shadows. So that one is Sexy Siennas. Pretty. And all the shades in both of these palettes are matte eyeshadows as well. So this next one is the Blushing Berries eyeshadow palette. Super pretty shades in here as well. Give you guys some swatches. Oops. There's the first 3 shades. These next 2. That is one rich black eyeshadow. So that guy is the Blushing Berries. And then I also placed another Colourpop order because I wanted the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights eyeshadow palette. And I also threw in these 2 Super Shock shadows. It's been a very long time since I've purchased some of the Super Shock shadows. I kind of went nuts about them before like they blew up big time. So I had a few from way back, but anyway, they forgot one of the pressed shadows that I purchased with the order too, so I got a hold of them and they already shipped it out already. So the 2 shades that I got are Ritz and Catnap. Both of them are very glittery shades. So this one is Ritz, and the way that I like to use these is I just like to take my finger and like rub them just like that, and I like to tap them over shadow that I already have on. That's kind of how I like to use them, because I feel like using them with a brush and then trying to do a look, an entire look with just these pots, it's more work than it's worth. So I like to get the really shimmery shades and then tap them over a shadow that I already have on for extra shine. So that one is Catnap, and you can see just how shiny that is. And then the, oh no, that one is, I take that back, this one is Ritz. That looks super, super wet. And this next one is Catnap. And this is a little bit more of a rosy shade than the other one. A little bit more of a rosy brown. Right there. Now that I see them together, they're very similar. So there's Catnap and there's Ritz from Colourpop. And then here is the eyeshadow palette. It's called Dream Street. It says Kathleen Lights and Colourpop. Here's the outside box packaging. I really like the teal with mixed with corals. Teal eyeshadow mixed with a coral eyeshadow I think is really pretty. But here are the inside, or here is the inside. There's no mirror in this one, but it says Dream Street, and then the back has got the shade names on there. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really shimmery shades, and then this one right here is kind of just a little more subdued shimmer than the others. But let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches. Again, I think that Colourpop, these little Colourpop palettes are great quality, and especially for the money. So there is the top row. And then this middle row. That color is really pretty. And then the last row. Oh. So that is the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop Dream Street eyeshadow palette. Some super pretty colors in there. Let me see, what else did I buy? This room is like such a disaster. So next up, I finally got myself the Moschino and Sephora teddy bear. This was in stock, or this released, like, I think it was in October, and it sold out really fast, like everything from the collection. I was like, why would they release it in like you know, not make enough stock. Like they made very, very limited amounts of it. And then for some reason, I didn't like go extra out of my way to try to find one on whether it was eBay or in store or anything like that, because I had a feeling that because it sold out so fast that it was going to come back, and it did. So I went ahead and purchased it, and it's the Moschino Bear eyeshadow palette. There are 21 eyeshadows in here that are 0.028 ounces per shade, and this is the packaging. It does sit up by itself, so I figure I can like set it on my vanity in the back or something like that, but it says this is not a Moschino toy right there, and then you open it up on the bottom. And then there is a pretty good sized mirror right there. And then here are your eyeshadows. There is a little notch right here where I think that you can flip it up and pull the palette out of the bear. I can't get it out though, so it might be glued in there. I'm not sure. I've purchased some other Sephora collabs where you just, the palette will pop right out. Mine must be like either smushed in there or it's glued in there. So here are the eyeshadows. I wore this the other day as well. And there's a nice array of mattes and shimmers in here. It's a good like color range. Let's go ahead and swatch them all. Let's start over here. Let's go with these guys. Oh, it might be too close to the lens there. So there's the top three. And then we'll start right here. It's kind of an odd way to swatch them because they're not like in a row. But there's the next ones. I did have some fallout with these shades, but I did like the way that the look turned out. They blended pretty good and there's nice pigmentation to them. And then these guys. Some pretty red berry shades in there. I just think this is a fun makeup item to have, especially if you're like a makeup collector nut like myself. So there's like the warm half of the palette right there. I forgot to push the record button when I started swatching this lower half of shadows here. So that's how far I got right there. And then I've got these three left. Sorry about that. Some pretty blues. So that is the lower half of the eyeshadow palette. Super fun. And then again, it's a bear. That is all for my haul today. I've got a Christmas party to go to. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.